Hi there, Wim Dijkgraaf here, Metal Heaven, a quick functional walkthrough of our calculation tool Rhodium. Show you during this presentation three screens. The first screen is where the process that I demo now starts, which is in the customer's self-service portal. So a factory can give their customers access to a self-service portal to do requests for quotations online. Then the second tab is from the perspective of a salesperson within the factory, starting with an overview of the project and further doing the detailed quotation. And then the third screen are the organizational settings. So the whole process in this case starts with a new request for quotation. My request, and I place, because I'm logged in as a self-service customer for this specific factory, so I can create what we call a project. And normally now we are the factory, so our logo is shown. Normally the logo of the factory itself is shown over here. So then is uploading a geometry. In this case I upload an assembly, simple assembly. You can also upload single parts. In this case it's a step file. You can also upload DXF files. And what Rhodium does now is it starts creating various thumbnails, as well as analyzing the assembly, disassembling it into its parts. If it has a folding, it unfolds it into a 2D part, and if that's all done, it's just a matter of assigning an amount. Various assemblies can be uploaded, of course, but the amount, for example, here is 15. That's it. And now if this is all I need, oh sorry, I have to assign material as well. And now I can put this on requested. Before I do that, I'll show you the point of view from the factory. So a project goes through various states. The state now is defining, and we see that the self-serve customer is creating a request for quotation. So as soon as it is placed in requested, you will see that this card moves to requested. And then the factory can pick it up and say, okay, I'm going to start quoting it. In the portal here, in my projects, you see that the status is quoting. Still prices are not shown. So the factory will start quoting, looking at what it is. Okay, so I adjusted some settings just because my setup was not done properly. Sorry for that. So now we see prices. And why? Because these tokens were mapped to actual articles in the articles catalog of this factory. And we have capable machines. So we see that the steel thin is the name of a machine. Was selected, as well as a bender, a steel thin, and here we have 8mm, which will be done by the steel thick sheet cutting machine. So that's why we see prices now. If we want to have a look at the details, we can open this line and we see all the details for loading of the sheet bending, unloading, for the bending working step, as well as sheet cutting, loading, sheet, etc. So here are all the details, and on this side we see details of the cost price influencing aspects. So all insight is given here to be able to see whether this price makes sense or not. So what I said, the unfolding is already done. We can also have a quick look at the purchasing view where we see the actual articles and how things are nested. And this nesting is used to determine the optimal material price here as well. If the client calls and says, I want this whole project 10 times, that's of course possible, or he does a change in the portal itself, then you will see that the nesting will be redone automatically and new prices are calculated for this whole batch. There we are. Here is a new nesting done, 5 sheets and 1 sheet with this as well as here. Okay, so as soon as this quotation is sufficient, then by the way it's possible to add manual working steps, for example thread tapping. Let's suppose that for a diameter of 3 and 12 thread tappings have to be done, or thread cutting. Then you will see that that is displayed here, and probably we will see thread tapping as it has been calculated as well. So that gives some overview. The amount of working steps will increase considerably over the next couple of weeks. So as soon, by the way, in the portal we still see no prices. As soon as we have quoted it, then we will see prices over here. And now the customer can or cancel this order or order it. If it's ordered, then everything is blue here at the top, and the customer is no longer able to change anything anymore. So that's roughly the whole process. The creation of the quotation can be the actual quotation that can be sent to the customer, can be done or within our solution, or and based on rows or on the whole assembly, the assembly as a whole. But of course, it's also possible to send this automatically to ERP. And we just to last but not least, all those files are downloadable. As a zip file. So what you see is a step file as well as the various other files from the assembly in separate step files and folders per material. So that's roughly what Rhodium does functionally. Have a nice day.